.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Toledo's home for football. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Lakers, with a chance to close out the Rockets in their first-round NBA playoff series in Game 5 tonight, will likely welcome back one of their stars. Guard Austin Reeves cautiously optimistic about returning from an oblique strain that sidelined him for almost 4 weeks. Houston down 3-1 without Kevin Durant, a third straight game due to a sprained ankle and bone bruise. ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania.
This injury has caused stiffness, swelling, a lack of mobility in Durant's ankle. And so now the Rockets are going to be without him tonight in Game 5. There's a chance if this series extends to Game 6, he's going to be out through Game 6 as well. So they're going to rely on their young core, starting with Reed Shepard, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., Alperen Sengun. They're actually at plus 31 in their 61 minutes of action in this series.
Houston, LA at 10 Eastern on ESPN. NFL in the latest offseason deal doled out by the Texans. They agreed on a 3-year extension with linebacker Azeez Al-Shire. Former BYU star A.J. DeBonsa, the potential number 1 overall pick in June's NBA draft, is extending the NIL deal he signed with Nike in 2024 as a pro basketball contract.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, the Nuggets, 76ers, and Hawks are all down 3-2. I'll tell you the team I believe that will force a Game 7. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This hour is brought to you by Dunn Chevrolet. Did you know you can save up to $10,000 on a new Equinox EV? No more expensive trips to the gas station and no more Chevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Are you watching a big sporting event with friends, having a party, or are you just too tired to make dinner? Then you need to call Mama Mary's Pizza, home of the famous 28-inch colossal pizza, equal to 4 large pizzas. Mama Mary's Pizza is authentic New York-style thin crust pizza. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. Get great discounts when you order online at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just go to the menu page and click on the deal section. Located in Holland on Airport Highway across from the big Kroger, Mama Mary's Pizza.
This year, America turns 250 years old, and Cherrywood Golf Course is turning 50. That's 1/5 of the nation. To celebrate, we're keeping our prices the same as 2025. And for our 50th year, we're giving you a chance to win a membership. Be part of the celebration all season long. Looking for a hidden gem just minutes from Toledo? Come play Cherrywood Golf Course in Ottawa Lake, just 2 miles from US 23. A scenic 9-hole course with tree-lined fairways, sloped greens, strategic bunkers, and a winding creek throughout. Whether it's a quick round after work or a relaxing weekend game, Cherrywood is the kind of course you'll want to play again and again. Visit us on Facebook or go to golfcherrywood.com or call 734-856-6669 to book your tee time today. Cherrywood Golf Course, where 9 is fine if you don't have the time. God bless America.
Black and White Sports is now.
You go ahead and take it, Andy. How are things in Cleveland, Andy? What's happening in the 216?
Listen, sticking with Dylan Gabriel is a joke. I would rather see Bailey frickin' Zappi on the field because we'd at least have a chance to compete. This kid sucks. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's terrible. He's short. He doesn't know how to read a defense. He missed 3 wide-open receivers towards the end of the game when they had a chance to tie it. The starting quarterback should be able to read more than me. I didn't even play the game. There's no emotion from Kevin Stefanski on the sideline. It's the same look all the time. And it's the same BS answers in the press conference, too. Well, we got to get better, and I got to get better as a coach. And Dylan, we're sticking with Dylan because we need to see him grow. No, he needs to grow in inches. My ass. Grow as a quarterback. He's too damn small, and you were dumb enough to draft him in the first place.
Weekdays from 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
Black and White Sports is now.
Trust and believe. It's something totally different. And stop with the Eminem, because Eminem's not one of the best either. And y'all can stop that.
Dre says he's the best on the mic. That's
Dr. Dre is a Fed, and so is Snoop. We covered this. Everybody fool with Dre and Snoop is dead or was locked up. I don't care what Dr. Dre said.
I'm just reporting.
Dr. Dre was wearing women's shoes before it was fashionable to do it as a guy.
Toledo's sports leader, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
I know you're kind of busy just now, but I want to tell you some things I never told you. I know sometimes I act stupid and I say stupid things, but you kept me around, and other people would have said, drop that bum. You give me respect. You know, it's hard for me to say these kind of things because that ain't my way. But if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. You're real hot.
If the papers knew we were talking like this, they'd think we was crazy. Why you?
Because I'm the best and you need somebody to teach you differently. You may not understand what I'm talking about now. I can appreciate that, but you will when it's over. Believe me. You will when it's over. You think I don't have any more?
You got nothing more to prove, do you?
Look, man, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I got a lot of more. Come on. Here we go again.
And we wish to show the American press a small portion of the advances.
What does all this do to enhance performance?
It makes a man a better man. A great athlete, a super athlete. Though most of the world is ignorant.
It's showtime! It's showtime!
Come on. I wish to educate your country.
In great spirits tonight. He's really putting on a show for this capacity crowd.
Shall we have a demonstration?
Please do.
As you can see, the result's quite obvious. Whatever he hits, he destroys.
Now you're gonna have to go through hell.
Well, that was certainly a shift. Okay. Rewired Wednesday. Good afternoon, one and all, and welcome. I'm not sure what to make of the open. We have a clever rascal who works here. And we certainly appreciate the shock and awe that can happen. And that might be what this is. It's called Black and White Sports. Good day to you all. In case you are a new addition, we do this daily, 4 to 6 p.m. And so we will be with you for a little while. By the way, my name is Andre of the Savages. And this gentleman here, this is the rascally rabbit we're referring to. Josh Burnham, good day. What's up, man? That's what you went to, though? That was the switch?
Just a little reminder that I'm getting through this crazy middle of the week, and every little bit counts.
Okay, all right. I'm not, I don't know. You know, I'm on the scene. We're here. Listen, and so are you. We appreciate you. 877-909-1007 is how you guys can hit us up. You want to say something, you want to send us a text. And the calls and guests are brought to you by the Bellemere Suites Wake Up Call line, as is the program. So thank you very much to our friends in Perrysburg, Ohio. And you can also find them in the suburbs of Atlanta. And that is apropos as we have conversations that involve teams competing from Atlanta. So we like that. But nonetheless, yes, thank you, Bellemere Suites. Thank you for the call line and everything else. And thank you guys for plugging in. It's black and white. So Josh, let's see, where will we begin today? Because it feels tricky. Like I find myself in a perplexing place today.
Do you know this?
You're perplexed, I
Yes,
tell.
I am. And the reason why is because, I've never cared much for Joel Embiid.
It has to do with the
We
Skechers,
know.
right? Or
Well,
the New Balance.
well, all of that, you can add all of that. But no, I just didn't care for he had a real sachet-like way of playing the position of the five. And I never cared for it. You guys often heard Shaquille O'Neal. You've heard Charles Barkley. They come to mind because they were talking about it in the same sense of rewire that I feel like I have and I'm bringing today, which is what causes the perplexing. Because it's like, for the exact reason and the explosion that you saw last night, that you have to accredit that, and certainly its usefulness with respect to the outcome. By the way, just a quick ask for Josh. Josh, how did you like that?
Well, for a guy who was made of glass and always finds more time in the mash unit than on the court, I'd say he showed some heart and some grit and was able to prove why he's MVP material when healthy.
Josh is a Boston Celtic fan, everyone. This is why we were offering the inquiry there. But thank you, Josh. Well said. He's right. And the thing is, yesterday, this 33-4-8 was certainly timely. But listen, like I said, it's tough because I feel like everybody deserves an opportunity to realize the truth. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's the thing. Everybody deserves an opportunity to realize the truth. Now, see, the question becomes, and where the tricky part kicks in, is where once you realize what the truth is, I'm not talking about your truth, because we understand that everybody out here, we all have our truth. No. There is a truth that doesn't necessarily shift or waver or reposition because of how you might perceive, feel, or want to project. Doesn't move. Okay. And I think everyone gets an opportunity. And I think sometimes there could be several opportunities in life. And what you do when you realize that truth, I feel like is the ultimate determiner. And this is why I'm amped today to say, Joel Embiid, I salute you, because Josh, you have the material, you have the Joel Embiid.
Yes, I have the audio.
Okay, let's do this. This is how we prove it right here. And like I said, didn't love him, didn't love the sachet-like nature, all the jump shootiness, all that willy-nilliness that he's a big, just imposing man that should be around basket doing things around basket. Now, that's not to say we don't, because we accept jump shooting from just about everyone else. But in his case, we'd like maybe a 25 to 75% clip on jump shooting versus power attack situations that are roughly in the overall sphere of the basket and its general vicinity. This is what we prefer. And so yesterday, I feel like you got, even with the mixture, you got a mixture of that. But here's what's important. And why is all this being said to open the show today? Because it's the gratitude, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what I'm finding out. The more the blessings continue and you get another day of life and the older age keeps on kicking in, and you keep realizing that really it's all, and the entire thing is about the gratitude. And realizing all the things we do got, not what we don't got. And for years, even our man Joel has been talking about focusing on what he doesn't have, what hasn't happened, how the process doesn't go. And he was asking everybody to wait on the process of, I think, his process. And what we realize is our man, having gone through all of the physical ails and controversial shifts in his career path have amounted to, we see a man that was gracious and just ecstatic to be playing. Oh, I know this feeling well. And that's why I had to come in here and say, man, Joel Embiid, I salute you, brother. And if this can continue, we must actually say to ourselves, there could be a brighter day in Philly sooner than later. But let me caution you, as I say, hold on. But let's let this moment shine and let's celebrate this gentleman on a growth moment in life that we can all benefit from. Let's listen to grateful Joel Embiid.
People might have takes of, that I might be lazy or whatever, but, every single time I'm on the floor, I want to play as hard as possible. I want to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game, whether it's on offense, on defense. I just want to play basketball. I just want to enjoy this moment. Just being part of a basketball team, that's trying to accomplish something. Just thankful to be in a position where I get to play. I don't know how long I have, I can do this. So I just want to enjoy as much as possible.
And you see, unlike most young people, when they get things and you get your gifts and your attributes and you think you can't be stopped and you're invincible, you feel like it will always go on. See, that's the way we should all approach all of it every day. You don't know how long you get to do whatever you do. Hell, I assure you, I come in this mofo every day, not know it could be it. I've already seen it. I've been through it. Trust me. It's nothing of a cavalier. Oh, Josh will just be there when you bend the corner. Man, it ain't that kind of party. And to be honest, a little bit more of this, thank you, Lord, for my little old show on Cumulus in Toledo. They can't hear it. Yep. Praise. Oh, boy. Thank you. And so with that, this is where we get into a different space entirely because, see, the energy can shift. Now, as I play that and we share that, let me pause here and stop the frame because, see, now that gratitude there isn't going to carry them past these Celtics, though. Let's not get crazy because, you see, the Celtics only tanked the fourth quarter for company purposes. You see, a lot of people should have been cracked with that Philly winning that. That was a pretty high money line on Philly expected not to win that. I want you to understand something. Let's not go crazy because, see, what you're going to see in Philly is the actual Celtics. Just like I told you yesterday, we would see the actual Knicks last night. It didn't really matter. Yeah, now they go to Atlanta and show why they're like a different level team than Atlanta, even for NBA purposes. Because most of you are going to bet on these Hawks now getting amped up because you're going to want to get into your little mode, your little, Chocolate City mode.
Nope.
We're going to get in that mode and don't fall for the CJ McCullough and the damn Axel Foley. You just saw it. What happened? Them actual Knicks, them Knicks that was out there in the woods with John Starks, with Pat Ewing, them boys on the phone. That was them boys. That was the AT&T boys. Get out of here.
When a plan comes together.
Get out of here. We gonna talk about. We got the Knicks game. We got the Phillies. The Phillies. I guess them boys were correct. Andy and them boys yesterday and Steve, they said, listen, they didn't like the managerial situation in Philadelphia with regard to the baseball crew. Don Mattingly is flipped in the New York Minute, Josh. Just like that. Bam.
Yeah, I mean,
Philly's busy yesterday. Whoa. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Josh? Don't get
Yeah,
tied. You get
I'm a little
tied
tongue
up. You
tied.
get
I just
scared.
say
You
as I'm not
crazy.
surprised.
You
Mangley's
crazy
always
as
been a
hell.
professional since he was a player. He's a pretty darn good manager, and
But they still want Alex Cora, though. You know, this is all I'm hearing. That it's not really a Mattingly show. I don't know. So for whatever that's worth, but the statement that the team made was get your punk ass out of here. That's how they felt in terms of your man. Oh boy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rob Thompson. But yeah, they said we were cool on you. All right, let's go. As all guests and calls are brought to you by, as I mentioned earlier, the Bellamere Suites wake up call line. He is my good brother. Monty Features, everyone. A lot of people refer to him as DJ Impressed. You could have heard that somewhere. So in case you do, like, that's actually him. Good day to you, sir. What's going down?
What's going on, bro?
I'm in here tripping because listen, what's your feeling as the as a guy playing the 5 position? Usually from a place of the low block and how the game and the perspective can be. What has been your opinion on Joel Embiid? And I'm discounting last night because I'm gonna come to last night, but I'm just saying before yesterday. Obviously, a lot of people talking about him in a very favorable way today.
So, putting in the fact that the game has changed so much, but I still believe that guys like Embiid, guys like Big Cat, guys like Wemby, man, if you are unstoppable in the block, that's where you need to be. Wemby, I give him a little grace because he's a alien. But Big Cat, Joe Embiid, man, they should spend more time in a block than they do out in mid range or 3-point range by far, because there's to me, well, with the exception of Joker can shoot, but he's still
but you see
as dominant as he could be if he just put his back to the basket and post up and kill people because nobody can stop him. That's where they should be. I still believe in that part of the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's funny that you say that because it's weird because when they made it up, the idea was to get as close to the basket as possible and then put it in there. That's
right.
I don't know. Let's just go figure. I get it. And people run away from the basket now. Today game, they just run away from the damn thing.
Especially when you've proven that nobody can stop you down there. What's the point in coming out? Like I
figure, the tools count and all that too. But nonetheless, so okay, we're kind of on the same page there. I never really loved him. I was very vicious in some of my comments on him because I just like I said, that just irritates me. I could even accept it if you have a game from outside and you can score there. Fine. I'm not necessarily
at will.
Away from I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't even discourage a kid. But if that's what I have and your primary skill set serves us and most effectively in this area, then that's what we're going to do, though. We're going to kind of cater this thing there because that does what? That is best for the team. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, with that said, Embiid last night, you get the explosion. Okay, he goes crazy. And even as we were saying, because it looked wild before that, we're like, whoa, he disrupted it. We didn't know what was going on. But last night, he gave you a hell of an effort. Even when you perhaps for those that watched the game, there were moments where he actually left and exited in a scene very reminiscent of what we have seen in the past from this man and not knowing if he would return to the contest. All of that happened last night. And so I keep bringing this up. And the reason I'm highlighting it today is because it just speaks to and is very indicative of what needs to go on in people's lives. And so for this, I'm going to rewrite his terms here. Like if we stay with this, even if Philly ends up going home, and as I said, they should, because Boston really is a lot better than I believe Philly is at this point for what for the time that these guys have had together. I don't think we should over expect Embiid, Maxey, PG, and even the young edge at this point. I think it's going to be again. Now I guess they could turn up here a couple games and flip everything on its ear as far as if Philly were to advance and Boston were gone. I'm not sure I believe that. I just know that the Celtics took an exuberant amount of shots for absolutely no reason at all last night and had no concern about missing them, weren't looking to rebound anything or get second chance points or any of that. You see what I'm saying? And so I understand what that is. I'm not going to oversell that here today, Monty, and I'm just going to leave it there. Let's just say the basketball game went how it went, and boom, right? So Boston fell apart, as they say, in the fourth. I don't expect that again like that. And if I see a performance like this again from Philly and it gets serious, we'll talk about it then. But I don't want people to get too amped up with that and thinking that, again, this is getting ready to turn into a far more dramatic
competitive.
Yeah, I don't know that, man, because, again, these Boston Celtics, see, that would and I say this, everybody. All right, Black and White Sports, we're here on this Wednesday talking to Monty Features here. NBA playoffs last night, Philly, Boston, and obviously we all saw that. Now, I say that it would discount the Celtics' gravity this season. That's why I want people to keep this in perspective. And again, now what you saw, I'm telling you, that was for the bettors last night, everybody. That Philly win, strictly. Again, if you had the Bassett nuts to take that, then you were rewarded. The house rewarded you. The house did not lose there on that last night. That's why that was like they give out a free gift every now and again.
Oh, I like to make a confession about this game that you'll be surprised. I had a feeling that was going to happen after the previous game when the Celtics had all those record 3-pointers, and they were going to go cold the next night, which is last night. They were like 11-39 from 3-point land.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption, Josh, and that's kind of the wave you have to ride. Now, is that completely accurate every time? Can you assume in your mind, oh, they shot well tonight, the next time they play, they won't? No, because Boston will shoot well a few nights in a row on you. You know,
Hey, and also the shots that Embiid took that first night too was horrible.
Yeah, and he was doing,
he wasn't
doing
going
a lot. He was going crazy.
The chance of that happening again was slim and none too. So.
But I appreciate all my point is here. Black and White Sports, everybody, 877-909-1007. Can you appreciate the idea that, again, when you get faced, especially so often with losing what ends up mattering to you, you start to reevaluate that. And anybody who's been injured for some time or something like that, or you thought you weren't going to play again, or you had some circumstances at a point in your life where you were granted the opportunity to get back involved, or it could have been a job, it could have been whatever, but you get another crack at the situation. You want to put your best foot forward like that. And I give the man grace in that respect. If you're going to realize that you should appreciate every time you get to get on the court, and that's what we're going to get, then go ahead, brother Embiid, do your thing, sir. You know what I'm saying? God bless you. And the Sixers, for that matter. You know what I'm saying? It's Black and White Sports. We're going to come back. It's a Wednesday. We just chilling very hard. Monty Features in here. Sit tight.
When sports need a voice that doesn't play games, it's Andre of the Savages on Black and White Sports. 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Things a bit slower than usual. 475 westbound from Secor to about 23. Also an accident on the exit ramp. The 75 north and southbound off ramps to the turnpike eastbound. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
Are you watching a big sporting event with friends, having a party, or are you just too tired to make dinner? Then you need to call Mama Mary's Pizza, home of the famous 28-inch colossal pizza, equal to 4 large pizzas. Mama Mary's Pizza is authentic New York-style thin crust pizza. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. Get great discounts when you order online at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just go to the menu page and click on the deal section. Located in Holland on Airport Highway across from the big Kroger, Mama Mary's Pizza.
One moment, one crash, one injury. It can take away everything. K&R helps Ohio families through their
For $10 value, yours for just $159. Perfect for weekend warriors, serious golfers, and anyone itching to play more golf for less money. The sale goes live Wednesday, May 6th at 9 a.m. sharp, and these cards will sell fast. Just head to this station's website, look for the Sweet Deal link, and grab yours before they're gone. Don't miss the Sweet Deal 2026 Cumulus Golf Card, presented by X Golf. More courses, more swings, one unbelievable deal.
York, it's just what you're looking for.
At York Automotive Group, we're driven by giving our customers the best. That's why every vehicle comes with our Yard Cares Rewards program for free. Over $2,000 of value in exclusive benefits, added protection, and extra peace of mind. So buy today with low 1.9% financing for 60 months and shop over 2,000 vehicles online at the lightning fast YarkAuto.com. Financing offer on new 2026 Mazda CX-5 with approved credit. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Expires 4/30/26.
Searching for the best place to get both classic and creative pizzas? Visit Pizza Cat and build your pizza as weird as you want it. Earn perks towards future orders by visiting pizzacat.com. Now with 2 Toledo locations, one on Monroe Street and one on McCord. Pizza Cat, keep pizza weird.
No cats have ever been harmed in the making of this pizza.
Black and White Sports.
If you ever disrespected me and I stay calm about it, don't trust that silence. Calm doesn't always mean forgiveness. Sometimes it just means I'm observing. Not every reaction is immediate. Some responses come at the right time.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Fastest buck 20 in sports. It's called Black and White Sports. 100.7 ESPN. The Ticket. In the Glass City or Lucas County, whatever you prefer. Shout out Southeast Michigan, Exit 11. BG. Finley. Million ways to get it. Choose one. We are in here NBA playoff style. Okay. Stanley Cup in the game. How we do? What's the same? I don't know. Well, that damn name. Now how they came? Josh, what's up, man? Are you all right today with me, man? You ain't looking energetic. I get nervous, man. Let me go through the emotional swings.
Well, I have emotions too, and I have to swing one way to another. Not the way you think, but we all have our days. That's what Wednesdays are all about. We get through we're halfway towards the weekend.
Monty, he's here every day.
Hey.
Every day. You realize that you come in, even if you're not here, you come in, he's right there. It's Josh Burnham, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
Jay Bizzle.
Yes, absolutely. That's Monty Features, everybody. And we continue. Shouts out. We had love for Joel Embiid. Boom. It was great. No, I just think it was more important, though. I really appreciated his reflection, and I understand where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Having things, that matter. And I think that's what'll happen. The stuff he's been through, the timeout, realizing like, damn, I need to chill out. I bet you we hear less low management moving forward. This is how we'll know. When you start hearing about Embiid and all this, he's in back-to-back games next season or whatever. I think I would also anticipate something over the summer about his offseason regimen changes, and this whole, where he comes back, where I feel like what we might get here, and again, people, as we get back in here, I was saying, I feel like the Celtics are still just superior, and we have to act like we saw what we saw this entire season from the Boston Celtics. Let's not get crazy hoping in case you hate them and you think they're going to get knocked out for whatever reason. But I think you get a preview here, Monty, of what Philly can be.
Right.
When they imagined it and when they kind of put that together, they didn't anticipate what you get from the young guy and what 77 is now bringing. And there's an energy to that. There's a hope as you move forward. Again, I'm not mad at it. I don't know.
I think they haven't really had enough time to gel, though.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yeah. So once they get some jail time, yeah.
You know who they could beat? You know whose ass they will whoop?
Who?
Cleveland's Cavs. Yeah, whoop the Cavs. Listen, I thought it was getting ready.
Pistons too.
I tried to give them love yesterday. I had Andy and Chris, and I tried to say, because I was like, we should talk about it today because here's tonight. Man, Cleveland they might get their ass smacked tonight. Kabuki! Like really. Like I'm trying not to say it because I don't really want it to be that. But man, I almost anticipate and count on it. Watch them. It could be they both to be broke tonight.
Yeah.
Of them. And then they get to going. They just clang. It just keeps on. You know, and then the other dudes is whack. The other cast that's in the other guys is in the team, the Struce and Strudel and everybody else, all of that. They were all, I'm telling you, like it'll be in Cleveland. They'll get us. That's the one I worry about tonight. Before we get to the picks, I'm telling you guys, and I love Detroit more than the people would think, based on the conversation we've had. Monty, I know you shaking your head. Listen. They hit these boys in the motor tonight. It's crank. Listen, everybody out tonight. I bet you everybody that ever was. I bet you some watch Detroit is on fire. I bet you they know. They're not trying to get clown like this. They going home. They're staying at home. Don't leave the arena. Just go to the crib. There's no more air travel. You realize if it goes wrong tonight, there's no more air travel in Detroit until the Tigers they have to be the ones moving around. You know. Until Coach Campbell and them get to running around here, you know. But that's that. So I don't know. I'm trying to give that. Listen, man. In case Bees is listening, man, he's on. Man, did he work today? I hope he's probably been all kind of pins and needles.
Hey,
What's he been acting like?
He ain't slept a wink.
No, he ain't slept.
Yeah, I think I know what his dad went through because Bernie Bickerstaff was an accomplished coach as well.
Oh man, this is so serious, man. That I'm concerned in a lot of ways. But I'm telling you, I feel like I'm giving the Pistons. I'm going to give them also what we saw during the season, and I want to respect that because I still know those guys exist. They didn't do any excessive maneuver at deadlines. There was no real, a spotlight, rearrangement with the roster. You know, this is the group. This is basically still been the group. And I understand as flawed as we've pointed out and the whole world keeps repeating, right? I'm telling you, man, I trust the NBA here. I trust the NBA to deliver on a dime here. I'm telling you.
I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. I just think the playoffs is a different animal. And when it comes to the playoffs, you have to have more than one guy. And they tank is almost empty, bro. After the Cadillac, it's almost empty.
I got you, bro. Hold on. This is what we're about to do. We talking to my man Monty Features here, everybody. Pistons on deck tonight. So I kind of ran through. We mentioned it all. I don't really trust Cleveland because we were just talking about coming off Embiid and those guys, and shouts out to what Philly did. But that was more about what Boston didn't do. But we don't want to take anything away from the man's performance and all of that. But at the end of the day, don't get crazy tripping out on the Boston Celtics because you will. Don't lose your money doing that. And then, like I said, we get to the work tonight. And so you're looking at the Detroit situation. Okay, Orlando looking to come in here and get it over with. Is Wagner playing? First of all, we got to check that. Josh, if you could run that for me, I'm going to look at some other info. If you can find out if Wagner is in the lineup tonight, because that is very important to what is said about Detroit situation. Then you have Toronto.
Yep, he's
also
in the lineup.
Coming to okay, see, that's important. Also coming to Cleveland. So I really love Detroit with Orlando at full blaze because that's where you're still laying 9.5, Monty. See, this is where I say. And I get where you're at because like most people, and this is no diss to you or anybody else, but everybody that was watching, they're going to say, or they should say, you should be at, how in the literal hell can Detroit be favored almost in any way? And certainly not to the tune of basically they getting ready to run these boys out of here. Right. You see what I'm saying? Why are they saying that? Now, there's some kind of truth. Now, is it doable? Is it actually feasible? Is it possible that the Pistons could be overvalued here? I guess, yeah, but you would think after the demonstration we've seen, there would be no indicator that would cause that. So that strikes me as peculiar. That's why I'm bringing that up. And so that's one thing. Go ahead. What you getting? Monty's getting snacks and things. Josh got snacks. But so and with Toronto, like I said, because of what we've seen, I'm giving Cleveland the benefit of the doubt too, with being at home, energy, shots falling, other guys' contributions, and I want to believe that Cleveland will sort of right the ship too, but I can't trust them because I know that unless we start the game and we see a heavy install in the paint. If we see that that's exactly what they're doing, then I feel like you're gonna be looking at a different situation that Toronto might have some problems with. Otherwise, they could get, I don't know, man. That thing, go ahead,
and
brother.
that's what and that's what I said. In order for Cleveland to have a chance, it's not going to come from Harden or Mitchell. It's got to be one of the big men to catch fire or be dominant in some kind of way.
Yeah,
or both. Yeah.
But no, I like Toronto tonight. I really kind of like Toronto to win this game, just to offset the apple cart. Or again, Detroit covers this 9.5 because I know the public's not going there. And then of course we'll get to the Laker thing on the nightcap. But like I said, as far as our local situation, I'm more concerned about one than you would think. You know what I mean? Like I said, the other. I know people would not expect us to give any love the Pistons way, and I don't feel like that because I know how that building can get. I know how the energy can affect those guys. I know they realize they have looked, horrible. Specifically, Cade Cunningham, even in the statistical output that you might argue that you do get. No, he had to work far too hard. It was far less efficient, and again, it was very disruptive, if you ask me, to the overall situation. Even when you got the 20 from Tobias Harris, it wasn't complimentary because it was two people working on two different sides of the street. So there you go. But all right, we're gonna come back, man. Have a final install here in the first hour. It moves quick. Talking to Monty Features, and again, NBA work tonight, man. Still some Stanley Cup, and I feel like I got a nice slate for you tonight. So we will get to that. All right, it's a Wednesday. We're just chilling. We had to rewire. All right, black and white.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports, ESPN 100.7 The Ticket. ESPN 100.7 right now, traffic.
Things a bit slower than usual. 475 westbound from Secor to about 23. Also an accident on the exit ramp. The 75 north and southbound off ramps to the turnpike eastbound. That's your Cumulus Toledo right now traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
You want some boiled peanuts? It's a boiled peanut.
Yeah.
There's my all-star.
I had the game-winning hit.
Careful, buddy.
Sorry, Dad.
Accidents can steal life's biggest moments. At K&R, we help you move forward and hold on to what matters most. When you're hurt in a car, you call K&R.
78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Even high earners, over 60%, have under $1,000 saved. But a new money move is making way. Welcome to the 24K Life, created by financial performance coach Derek Gant. The 24K Life is where high achievers master their money, sharpen their mindset, building unshakable confidence and wealth. If you're done with the survival mind and are ready to thrive, visit 24klife.org. The 24K Life. Be your best. Get the best. Leave nothing to chance.
Black and White Sports is now.
No allows. We got you on file. Yep, every day you like the crocodile. All these tears, all these years, you got on the track and let out your fears. Bouncing around, jumping on the track, trying to disguise your ass is whack. Then we out here, we got your back. Hell no, these is the facts. You lost, it's a cost. You out here fronting, you not a boss. Either way, we gon' toss. And then we get to my show.
Monday through Friday.
From 4 to 6 on 100.7. The Ticket. Black and White Sports. Black and White Sports.
The fall of Diddy. And that man said that, he said, we coming to bring all the equipment in the bathroom. I'd have been like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, man, don't y'all take that xylophone in that bathroom? Well, why? Hold on, Diddy. Why are we coming in the bathroom to make beats?
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Don't take that damn xylophone in that bathroom. Hey, that boy had the xylophone. Why we got the xylophone? What song is we make? That must be one of them Carl Thomas boys right there. Must be one. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, Josh is tripping out again. Which one is it going up?
It's the Andre the Savage.
Oh, that's fine. That can cut off. We don't care if that goes off. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I see the black and white is still linked in, and we got the YouTube going off. Okay, we're good. Welcome back. Yeah, we had apparently something happened with one of the signals, and they cut it off, so that's fine. We don't mind. It was on my personal page. That's fine. Black and White Sports on this Wednesday. We try to rewire, as we mentioned. We had Embiid. We talked about that before we kind of got in motion here today. If you guys missed that, you should hear that because that's important, I think. But with that, we just had playoff conversation before we broke out and wanting to continue that before we get out of here. Josh, I know you mentioned, I mean, what's in Ring the Bell besides like the baseball stuff? I mean,
well,
the basketball thing, there's nothing because the Pistons and Cavs, it's tonight. Like tomorrow's Ring the Bell.
Well, it's just basically baseball centric.
Okay, well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll load it up. We'll be ready tomorrow. We'll be more incredible. Because it was about the end of the hour is coming. But let's do this. What we can do is shout out our man Anthony Butler, the master barber and stylist, ladies. This is important because there's a 5-star Google rating here. And you may want to consider him with any of your grooming situations, male or female. So 419-407-0880 is the best way to get in touch with him. Now, ordinarily, we would have said that with the ring the bell thing, so it's important just to stay focused and keep the main thing on this Wednesday, all right? So we continue. Monty Features is here. I am Andre of the Savages, Josh Burnham. It holds the thing together. So, Monty, listen, I'm looking at this, too, as we were in the break, and I feel even more confident about the Pistons tonight because, see, I have this thing. I don't talk about it a lot. Now, when I say it here on the show, I feel like this is what makes me leery because then it will blow, it explodes, and then it doesn't work, and then we can make jokes, but I don't really have time to worry about that because we've noticed a correlation here that a lot of times is relative to the city, in cities that have multiple teams and, different leagues, etc. So I've been noticing is a lot of times now the trick still is to get it right on how it's going to go for said city. In this case, let's just say, right? And not always is it 100% with regard to this or that. And when I say this or that, most of the time, if the city's winning, all of those teams win that night. And I used to believe it was only on that evening or that afternoon, that day, but now I'm starting to see it's almost like if they play within a 48-hour window, it seems like, like tonight, because you got Philly baseball and basketball went off last night. Now tonight, Philly baseball and hockey is getting ready to pop off. And so I'm,
Okay.
now I felt strong without getting ahead of myself. I was looking at the Flyers tonight, probably to win, but at the same time, I expect the Pens to come with the work. They come in to play because they proud. They are franchise. They got, again, the victory they did get, the energy behind that. I would expect these boys. And in hockey, it really can turn around. Hockey, down 3-1 or 3-0 is not like basketball.
Right.
And basketball is pretty much, let's go ahead. It's like, if the Lakers playing games tonight, don't play games and have us talking about a Houston game, another game. You know what I'm saying? That's more likely we would expect, but that's why I get very scared of that later on, why I'm not talking about that just yet, because that's a whole different conversation. But with that said, in terms of Philly and that being, they got a couple teams on deck tonight. Well, Detroit is the same way, Monty. And to be honest with you, I really did like the Tigers, and I hadn't even thought about the fact that Schoolboy is going tonight for Detroit. Again, Pistons at the crib with their backs against the wall and everything they represent too. The reason I was saying, Monty, forget what's been going on, whether or not it's a secondary player behind Cade or whatever. I'm going on the strength that you can't come in at 3-1-3 and end it. You got to, and I want to believe that. That's what I'm saying. I want to believe in the mystique of Detroit. I want to believe in everything about that and the whole what up though-ness of all of this. I feel like that needs to show up tonight. I need to see everybody in the building. I need to see Devin Booker, you off too. You should travel. You should be with your people that they looking for a deal. We need to sign you. That's the other scorer you need.
No doubt.
And a lot of feeling to the crib.
And let me say this. I want to see Detroit, prosper. I want to see them do well. It's just when I look at that roster, the way that it's constructed, again, and not only the way that it's constructed, the way that they've been playing since the playoffs. It's like, what's the game where the robot just keep running into the wall? That's how they playing it. Like it go and bounce off the wall, go right back to the wall, and there's no other option. And like you said, and even the game that Tobias had, it was like he was playing on one of the side courts. There was no cohesiveness in the team. And so I hopefully they can figure that out. And again, turn the ship around. But I just think it's gonna be hard for them.
And I don't even know if you see, for me, I don't want to go as far as turning the ships around and projecting past tonight. I just feel like tonight,
okay,
you can't come into Detroit tonight and get out of here. Not these Florida boys, not these Mickey Mouse boys either. Not the Disneyland, you know what I'm saying? Disneyland, right? You know what I'm saying? Back in Carol and the Bane Bandit, and guys, all of that don't feel right. It can't happen, Kate. Come on, man. And it's Duran. It's all of them though. Where's Stewart? That big Stewart. Whoop somebody ass. It's over. Get a suspension.
At least a headlock. At least a headlock. Put somebody in the head.
Act like it's LeBron. When he won the whoop. Hey, man, I never seen nobody with LeBron had the fear of God in his eyes. That boy had got a hold of LeBron. It would have been a whole nother narrative. I swear to goodness, that day. That was the one I was praying for. Because even Kobe Bryant got the jab slap. He got the one too. A couple times. We got a couple moments where Kobe Bryant, you can go with that old sassy. You can go with that, and they let you know. You see, nobody's bigger than the whole situation. And the whole situation is we have to get to manhood however we need to get on the path of that. That's what we lost. See, we don't have it. The sport used to do it too. Even if it didn't happen at the house and his dad's wasn't impressed, he's supposed to get you. Okay, a lot of us didn't get that. So then you get to the coaches, they gonna get you together too, because you're not gonna do that here. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So it's some of that, right? And even on the pro level, we used to have a coaches, your Rileys, these guys that's going out the door now, Popovich now ailing and health-wise, and we have to transition to guys now A lot of the coaches, they're younger than the cats on some of the hookup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that energy, man, like I said, there's some of that that's just missing. But I want to believe that the Detroit Pistons tonight will put that on display. I'm telling you, I like them, man. The later 9.5. I think when they do it for real. And see what they have to do, Monty, they have to put some fear in your heart in terms of betting it the other way. They want to make you pause and say, well, damn. So I really fool because this dude like the regular Orlando. I knew not to make these old punk ass, you know what I'm saying? These Danskin Warriors. And that's the thing. That's what they're going to say, and I think that's why you might get them covering that. Because that seems ridiculous.
Yeah, that 9 is a lot.
For Detroit, playing like they've been playing. So that means somebody knows something. Don't get caught up. And here's the one ingredient. Before we get out of here at the end of this hour, man, we're going to get on the rest of this too tonight, man. This Cleveland thing, obviously, you got Sandman and these boys coming up in the second hour. So we're going to get to the Cleveland side of it. But you got K. Jones. K. Jones is Little Caesars. That's all I need to see. When I see in the comment, K. Jones, he in the building. It's the Piston night. I'm telling everybody, watch. Listen, take Detroit tonight, man. If you scary Larry, then just take the money line. If you scary Larry, but listen, again, if you have the kind of big bags that they have on Monroe at the Bassett Nut Company, and you're one of these people that's out here with bags that's rough to carry, then come on, let's do something. That's what this is. But that 9.5 is a serious situation, and I like that. You know what I mean? They have to, and I like that Wagner's in there. And people are going to be taking Orlando. They'll be taking that. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be jumping. They're going to be looking like, what? That's for suckers. 9.5? Oh, you going to give me 9.5? Yes.
At full strength, too? Yeah.
Yeah,
that seems a little fishy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. Oh, what you think about this? Because I'm going to get on this on the back end later, man, with the Lakers-Houston thing. What you think? Lakers finish it, man?
They better. Because LeBron took responsibility for that last loss, so then you should come out tonight and play like you're not gonna let it happen. So if LeBron is anything worth the material his jersey is made out of, then they should win tonight.
Right on. Yeah. Hey, listen, LeBron, just stick to the script, brother. They think the joke is on me because they think as long as they win, they're gonna come back. Savvy got no, he didn't get me. He got on my page. And you all are seeing it. And as long as they stay with that, tonight you really see it. I like triple-double tonight. I haven't even checked the number yet. I just like triple-double tonight. Get these boys off the court, please. Get them up out of here, man. So, and AR a part of that too. He'll be there with his game is ready to roll. It doesn't need a warm-up. He's ready to assault tonight. So you got all that going on, man. I appreciate you, brother. Hell of a job today, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one. Yes, sir.
Yep, you as well. Monty Features, everybody. All right, hour number 1 wrapped up. We have a second. Okay, another 60 minutes to come. I'm gonna get Sandman in here, man. Talk about these Cavs too tonight. So we like that. Pistons, Cavs on deck, and of course the filet mignon of the nightcap, Hollywood. Oh, you gotta love it. Sit tight, people. It's Black and White Playoff Talk.
His Store and More, the Man Superstore Studios. This is 100.7 WQQO HD2 Sylvania, Toledo, a Cumulus media station.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
Here's a great way to save money on your prescription medications. If you take Viagra or Cialis, we can give you a way to pay as little as $2 a pill. Compare that to prices as high as $60 per tablet. Call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. We offer 24/7 service and always free delivery and confidential packaging. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
You in a recurring
Instant to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Andre of the Savages.
Let's think about this. I'm glad you brought this up because even in the first film, what are they doing? Apollo is trying to find somebody to help me get this show off. We're not planning on this dude winning. That's not even in the thing at all. Every now and again, I feel like somebody says F the program.
Black and White Sports. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.7 The Ticket.
As we continue on this Rewired Wednesday. Very apropos too at this moment when you start thinking about the rewiring of your streaming service in your home, office, or thereabouts. Perhaps where you're running multiple devices. You could be gaming, like I mentioned, just streaming, working from home. All of this is very important that everything stay as it needs to remain. And how can we help assure you of this? By also helping in the effort to keep people connected, Josh, for far less than they ever imagined.
It's all about the connections.
Oh, it is. Just like being connected to our friends at Rocket Internet, everyone. It's an exclusive offer. It's available now. It's Rocket Internet. They're offering you 600 megabits per second. It's only $9.99 per month, people. Or a gig for $19.99 per month. See, this makes it a no-brainer. Now, both plans include the following. A 3-year price guarantee locked in there. No contract. Unlimited data. And the Wi-Fi equipment. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 5673-ROCKET to check availability and sign up. Rocket Internet is a prepaid internet service. Professional installation is required and a one-time activation fee applies. Offer subject to change or may be canceled without notice. Visit GetRocketInternet.com or call 5673-ROCKET for full details.
Welcome back to Black and White Sports with Sav Sinclair.
Good afternoon. My name is Montgomery Blair Sibley. I'm the attorney for Sinclair. First, the National Press Club rents space. They do not condone or endorse the views of the people who rent the space. And as a result, he's allowed to get up and say what he wants to say. Mr. Sinclair is going to make a brief statement. You will be provided copies of that statement once he's done. And after that statement, he will entertain any reasonable questions and try to answer them. The procedure for doing that will be this microphone because we're being recorded and we want to make sure your questions are recorded so that we get a full question and answer for the video that's being made today. That said, Mr. Sinclair?
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
And away we go. We continue on this Wednesday. Thank you guys for joining us. Black and White Sports, hour number 2. However you may be listening, whatever you may be into, we certainly appreciate you making us a part of your situation. I am Andre of the Savages. Josh Burnham is in here, as you know. Andy Sanzada just a few seconds away. Talk to him from the road as he moves through the traffic jam that might be happening in Cleveland. Everybody, as we do it live there, while we do it live here in the 419, moving out of the work confines on the way to the home front. We encourage you to do it safely, but also Mama Mary's Pizza encourages you to give them a call on your way home for dinner this and every evening. And when you do it, please do it online, MamaMarysPizza.com. We encourage you to use the $120 promo code when you are activating your order online. BUCK20 from the fastest $120 in sports in conjunction with our good friends at Mama important in doing all that. So make sure you get in touch with our friends or give them a call. Of course, you can still do that as always. 419-867-9991 is how you do that. All right. Black and White Sports, we continue. As I mentioned, all guests and calls are brought to you by the Bellamere Suites Wake Up Call line. And like I said, got him live out on the highways and byways. I hope it's safe travels. And good afternoon to you, Mr. Sanzada.
Afternoon, boys. How's it going?
Well, it's going to be a tense and anxious Andy if things don't get in order today, my friend. As you have your 2-2 situation, you are in a 3-game series, and game 1 being on your home court tonight in the decisive game 5, or I should say quite often decisive game 5. And I wonder what your temperature is here. You should be encouraged by the fact that your guys are a significant favorite tonight with respect to the 9.5 points that the Cleveland Cavs are laying here. It was 8.5. So this says that for all intents and purposes, going to be a good night in the 2-1-6, Andy. But do you agree with this?
I think so. They always do play better at home. They just have to get out of that mindset of we're home, we're going to play better. Like, they can't just step out onto the court and expect to win tonight, right? Toronto's gonna put up a fight for sure. I expect a better version of Donovan Mitchell. I expect that the coaching staff made the adjustments that we spoke about on this show the last couple of days. And if all that happens, they will cover that 9.5 without question.
Andy, man, I like it. Listen, because it went up, and this is the direction we're going. I'm going to still lean with you. I was talking to Monty a moment ago, and I said we would sort of save the Cleveland conversation for you, but we did. I did touch on it for just a second because they concern me, even though they're coming home. Because if in fact, now I also said it, if we see early on that they are intent to involve Allen and Mobley, then I feel much better about all of this and however this is going to go. You know what I'm saying? So if we get started here, and I feel like the tenor is one that is telling me we're getting ready to have a Harden Mitchell affair, then I don't really like that, because I think that plays into an aggressive and athletic Toronto club here who has done nothing but gain confidence on their way to a travel situation back to Cleveland, where they got to be feeling like, man, these guys are there for the steal. And I feel like that's the energy that you're dealing with too. So, you would want to assert yourself, Andy, in an aggressive tone, and that tone has to happen in the paint.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartly agree. I just think that when it comes down to it, the way that this series has gone so far, if we get into a fourth quarter situation, that's the time, Sav, where we need to see Mitchell step up. He was the best fourth quarter player in the NBA in the regular season in terms of scoring in the fourth and efficiency in the fourth quarter. He's got to get back to that. But hopefully they're not in that position where they need that to happen for them to win. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to not put themselves in those positions. Like, let's have a 20 or 18 point lead going into the fourth, that type of thing. So, but I'm with you. Let's establish the interior early on, so that we don't rely so much on the three-pointer, because I just think this team is not cut out for that. As many great shooters as they do have, it's not the MO for success for this roster, in my opinion.
Yeah, you have to make these young cats on the Toronto side, you have to make them respect you. defensively on the interior, because if guys are in foul trouble and things because they're having a hard time with that, this also affects what they're able to do if guys are in and out of the court, out of the flow. It messes with rhythm. It's a lot of things here, and there's a lot of ways to go about this tonight. You just wonder if Atkinson will again do the one thing he hasn't done, and it's just like, why not try this? Now, if Allen is out there pooting on himself, and you go into him and he's fumbling the ball, falling off, kicking out of bounds, and doing, okay, you know what I'm saying, or going up weak, and if he saw, you give him about 4 or 5 looks early on, and if there's no intent there and it's not deliberate, then okay, but then that presents a different problem, because now as a team, we're looking at you crazy because now we got to do things and try to supplement in other ways, and now we're playing erratic. But, okay, I like it, though, still. At the end of the day, line goes up, another point. Started at 8.5. We're at 9.5 now. So, tonight is starting to look funny. The more I keep looking, because I'm looking at this. How do you feel about the scoring situation here? So as we say that, are you looking for high output? Would you say a game north of 218 should be expected? Because the thing is, Andy, I thought over before, then I changed my mind. And as we're talking, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this again, watching the line go up, and I feel like we're going north of 218 now.
Well, I think in order for the Cavs to win tonight, they need to play better defensively. So I would like that 218 to not happen, but if it's going to happen, then they obviously need to be ahead of that. It's probably a smart play to go over, because if you look at this series so far, I'm pretty sure if you go back to at least the last two, not the last game, but game 3 and game 2, I think we're both way over 218. So I think that the tendency is for that to pick back up and for that to happen tonight. But I just think that, in addition to involving Mobley and Allen on the offense, Sav, they've got to force Toronto out on the perimeter more, and they've got to force them to shoot threes. Now, I know Jamison Battle was successful in doing that for them, but he's not gonna continue to shoot that way. R.J. Barrett's not going to continue to make threes. Scotty Barnes isn't going to continue to make threes. I'm taking my chances with those guys shooting rather than letting them, penetrate and dish and to set up their offense. So I think they need to clamp down on the interior and force them out to the perimeter more, defensively speaking, because that's also been an issue the last couple games. We're not talking enough about that. But the biggest thing that's been the biggest issue is the turnovers. You can't average 20 turnovers, especially on the road, in the last 2 games and expect to win. It's just not a formula for success. So they've got to take better care of the basketball. I think the fans will help them with that tonight, as far as keeping them focused and keeping them energized throughout the game. And I'd be shocked if they lose tonight, honestly. I mean, they're so good at home, and they have more talent than Toronto does. Toronto has Scotty Barnes. He's one of he's a franchise player for them, but they don't have anything outside of him that realistically should beat the Cavs.
Oh, you don't like Brandon, so you're not a Brandon Ingram guy at all, even though he hasn't really been heard from. I'm not going to say, because he hasn't shown me what I expect to see from him often. Josh, do me a favor, too, since you pulled your phone out. I want to look at the scores of this series, too, because really what I want to know more than anything is what the numbers were in the Cleveland games and what the finals were in all the Clevelands.
The last final was under 218. It was 93-89.
But in Cleveland, before
that was
not in Toronto, not these last 2 games. Yeah, the games in Cleveland.
Well, game 1 was 126-113, so you're north of 218 there.
Mm-hmm.
And then game 2, I think you were under 218, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 115-105.
So 220. 115, you said 115, 105, so 220. So yeah. So again, with that, I'm doing that again for my wager heads out there. So you hear that the pattern is in Cleveland. So the unders took place in Toronto. And maybe you frame it this way and say, so this is your first under in Cleveland tonight. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Because if we somehow
Yeah.
again, we're gonna have a game in Toronto, so we know that. So that is where you go over in Toronto, and everybody keep a note of this. And if we have this might be a clip we need to show this. If this shakes out, then Game 7, all bets are off. We'll look at it if we get there. You know what I mean? Once we get there, what have you? Because I think this series might go there. I think they do, Andy.
I really don't think it's going to go 7. If they win convincingly tonight, I think that they're ready to shut it down in Game 6. They messed around in Games 3 and 4. Now they're in the situation they're in where it's best 2 out of 3. But if they win convincingly tonight, that tells me that they're not messing around anymore, and they're going to go up there and they're going to shut it down in Game 6. So they can't. Sav, they realistically can't go 7 in this series and then end up playing. Looks like Orlando now instead of Detroit. That's a series where they probably could go 7 because Orlando matches up very well against the Cavs. So, they can't make the Eastern Conference Finals by playing in 7-game series. They just can't get there by doing that. So they've got to have the mentality of closing this out in 6. And if it is Orlando and Detroit can't come back in that series, they've got to find a way to finish that one off quickly too, to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll see what happens. But this is why they got James Harden, okay? This is exactly why, because not everything needs to fall on Donovan Mitchell, and they need Harden's playoff experience. But, we're seeing playoff James Harden, and that's a little concerning.
That was well said. Andy sends out of here, all right? Cleveland Cavs, all right? And it's coming from the heart, people, when he's talking to you, all right? Live from the 216. Andy, what about this? Let me go tonight to the nightcap. We can get on this a little bit earlier because I want to spend some more time on the Stanley Cup stuff after the break. But Lakers, Rockets tonight. Wait, and even before you answer that, because you did mention here Detroit, before we skip past these guys, because I was trying to tell Monty that more than anything that I want to throw out for the people in terms of X's and O's and what may or may not happen with this guy, that guy, and scoring and the non-scoring, the defense. And all, I just have a hard time thinking the Pistons are going to let their season end on this floor, on this night. Now, if you want to give me the next game and it's a wrap in Orlando or what have you, I don't know if it's really over with, though, Andy, because I think there's a lot of drama still to be had here. And I think that might be the one. Even if you wanted to argue, and I'll let you have the Cleveland, is the early. One of these will end before 7, but one of them is actually going to go 7, because I wonder if people are thinking which series is more likely to rebound into a 7-game. You see what I'm saying? From the 3-1 deficit, if you will.
Well, I think that Detroit is more likely to be in a 7-game series because I don't know what's going on with the Pistons in this series, Sav, but they're just not playing their game. And they're allowing Orlando to dictate everything, and it's made the difference in the series. So they've got to get back to playing Piston-style basketball tonight. That means being physical. That means, winning the battles on the boards. That means, Cade Cunningham doing his thing. But he's got to get help. We've talked about this has been the one deficiency for the Pistons all season. Who's going to help Cade, right? And somebody's got to step up tonight, whether that's Duren, whether that's Harris, whether that's Jenkins or Watkins, whatever his name is. I can't remember, but that's what's going to happen. And I'm with you. I don't think they lose tonight. I can't see them finishing their season at home either, unless it's Game 7, because I think that this one's going to go 7. More than the Cavs series is likely to go 7. Detroit has a better, and it's a better story for the NBA too. If the Pistons are the number 1 seed and they come all the way back and win it in 7, and then you get the matchup everybody's been waiting for, which is Cleveland against Detroit once again in the semifinals of the Eastern Conference. So, that's what I think is going to end up happening.
And that's a nice economic look for Ohio right now, who's not looking very good. And Governor DeWine and these guys are very upset with Sorsby. Sorsby's going to get us voted. We're going to lose everything in Ohio, y'all. It's getting ready to be over. The betting, we're going to have to run it back to Michigan now. Trust and believe it's over with this nonsense. This fool got off.
It's over, Johnny.
Even before Sorsby, DeWine flat out said the biggest mistake he made in his tenure
I know.
was allowing gambling to be legal in the state of Ohio.
Oh, Lord. And we do not want to hear that. But you hear more of this when we come back. We're going to get into some Stanley Cup, man. Got my man Andy Sanzada in here, and we like that, okay? It's a Wednesday. Almost done. Moving quick. The $120 wrapping up, okay? Sit tight. Not done yet.
Join Andre of the Savages weekdays 4 to 6 on Black and White Sports. ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
Are you watching a big sporting event with friends, having a party, or are you just too tired to make dinner? Then you need to call Mama Mary's Pizza, home of the famous 28-inch colossal pizza, equal to 4 large pizzas. Mama Mary's Pizza is authentic New York-style thin crust pizza. The thinner the crust, the better the taste. Get great discounts when you order online at MamaMarysPizza.com. Just go to the menu page and click on the deal section. Located in Holland on Airport Highway across from the big Kroger, Mama Mary's Pizza.
We all know just because...
Good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
Black and White Sports.
Fantasies have to be unrealistic because the second that you get what you seek, you can't want it anymore. In order to continue to exist, desire must have its objects perpetually absent. It's not the it that you want, it's the fantasy of it. So desire supports crazy fantasy. So the lesson of Lacan is living by your wants will never make you happy. What it means to be fully human is to strive to live by ideas and ideals, and not to measure your life by what you've attained in terms of your desires, but those small moments of integrity, compassion, rationality, even self-sacrifice. Because in the end, the only way that we can measure the significance of our own lives is by valuing the lives of others.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
All right, welcome back in here. As we get set to cross the bottom of the hour, wrapping up the Mama Mary's Mozzarella Minutes around here, Black and White Sports. Thank you, Frank. Everybody there. I was just in there, too, this week. Wings, Josh. Had some wings. You already know. And
it's all about the wings.
And listen, I can dig all the sauces, Frank. You know it. That's why I told Dad, like, let me get that super hot situation. All right, right? And the teriyaki mix, I did something, Frank. I did a mixture on you. I mean, that's what I do, Frank. That's kind of my thing. Like, I have a hard time like picking one thing or the other, right? That's the thing with me. Like, it's like, whoa, I need to chill. That's what life is telling me. Like, you got to pick something, bro, and do something because you keep on with that, you know. But yesterday, what I did, Frank, the wing thing, I put that super hot because your dad said, he said, what you want to do? You want to go with this? I was like, wow, I didn't even really know we had that one like that. And I said, well, let me see what you're working on the teriyaki. And then we put them boys together and then, well, explosion. It was like Embiid. So, you know, sorry, Josh. That was a wing. I don't know why. I don't know what that came from. I don't even know what it was
let's
about.
Just say you're winging it.
Yep. Andy Sanzada is here, everybody. And again, Josh Burnham still is too. And he's here for the full 2 hours daily, like we are, people, Monday through Friday. It's 4 to 6. And so we've got a strong 30 to go here. So thank you guys for being here on this Wednesday, talking to our man, Andy Sanzada here. And before I do it, Andy, we go on Stanley Cup before I get you out of here, brother, or on the way out of here with that. But let me do this because I said it. Thank you for the Detroit commentary on the way out. We're concerned, but we believe Pistons rise to the occasion tonight, and I like them to actually cover the excessive spread. But let's talk about the Laker-Houston affair, the nightcap, which I think is going to be our drama thing, because this is what I think, everybody. I really believe tonight we're going to get two very lackluster competitive games with respect to our Eastern Conference affairs. But all this Western Conference deal here. And just when you thought, see, I got to be honest, Andy, Josh, everybody, fellas, general counsel, I don't love the Lakers in this spot. Now, I love them overall. I like what's happening. Again, LeBron actually executing what I've been asking for the better part of 2 years now. We're seeing it. You all are seeing the results, even with the roster being as deficient as it ever was and that you thought it could have been. Here they are in this position. Now, Andy, we've established that a win must be had because now you start getting into a dicey place, adding another trip back to Houston. That's what you kind of don't want, okay? And I believe it happens, but not without a lot of nail-biting and concern tonight. I think Lakers squeak it out. This 4.5, I'm loving Houston in the 4.5 tonight. Got to be honest with the people because man, LeBron, and they're going to tinker with this line. And then you got Reeves coming. So everybody figuring Lakers get this done. They expect it. They think it's going to be a coronation type of thing. I tell you what I would do. I would do the Lakers first half, though. They'll probably come out explosive. I think they'll come out looking to do have an early knockout. And I don't think it works with these young boys. I think for whatever reason, Houston is stubborn. Again, Coach Udoka, that's the other part because it's something about him, and he doesn't really respect LeBron. So he's going to make LeBron earn it. That's the thing. LeBron, you still will probably get it because I do think the Lakers they're a little hungrier right now, and I think LeBron can see something, and it's going to be hard to get that man off his square at the end of it. You know what I mean, Andy? But I like Houston to make this thing real TV tonight.
Yeah, well, whatever Şengün said in the last game worked, right? The headline was Şengün's speech push his Rockets to stay alive. And the scary thing about Houston is they're young and inexperienced, and those are the teams that are dangerous to put away, right? Because they have nothing to lose. They're not expected to win now that they're down 3-1 and they're without Kevin Durant. Nobody's going to pick them to win tonight. So, but I'm with you. I think it's a close game, but the Lakers aren't going to mess around and give them a chance to. Because if it goes back to Houston and it's 3-3, then all bets are off for Game 7, and Kevin Durant could end up showing up. So,
well, it would be 3-2. It would be 3-2 if they lose tonight. You know what I'm saying? If they were to lose, then you 3-2.
No. I'm saying if they got back to Houston and it went to Game 7.
Yeah, no, that would be upset.
Then you could see Kevin Durant in a Game 7, and I wouldn't want to see Kevin Durant in a Game 7, even though it's this version of Kevin Durant. It's still Kevin Durant. So I think the Lakers aren't going to mess around. They're going to put this series away tonight, one way or the other.
And let's all understand too. By the way, for those of you wondering and maybe not really aware, and it's just speculation on my part, but if I trust the NBA the way that I do, and those NBA physicians that Victor Wembanyama was referring to, those are the people who have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant there's nothing more wrong with Kevin Durant than Josh Burnham right now in terms of the ability to walk around and run up and down a court. Now, I don't know how effective Josh Burnham would be in this game tonight, but he damn sure, if you put his headband on and his Jackie Moon ensemble, Josh would get busy out there. Josh, you would get a rebound or two, wouldn't you?
Yeah, at least. Only thing I have to work on is my free throw shooting. I think Durant's a little better in that department.
I got you. Yeah, I can dig it. No question. So that's all it is. But Kevin Durant, make no mistake about it, people. There's no real ailment there. But this is a part of being a company guy. So okay, but there you have it. Laker game will be dicey, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go to bed early tonight and stay tuned until it is completely over and the Lakers have advanced. Don't fall asleep assuming anything. I don't love it tonight. I'm just telling you, I like them to get it done, but boy, it's going to come at a heavy price. Well, let's not say that because anything can happen with that. Let me not say a heavy price. All right, but listen, the price is right, Andy, over here. If we can shift and slide across the ice over here, man, before you go out of here today, a lot of Stanley Cup consideration, I think, for one. Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but you have to deal with it because I wonder how excited you end up being. And this is, and I'm last night right now to kind of open this up. When you have the Oilers survive, but see, again, the McDavid addition to the framework at the final hour, see, that was for the bettors. And this is what I wanted to make clear, Andy, even before you sort of respond to it on a XO level. It's like, look, man, that's the bait and switch there with the Oilers because you got Anaheim, McDavid. There's no announcement until the final hour here. And again, Anaheim showing you what they've shown you sort of set people up. And you're kind of closing the door on the Oilers. Even we were having a conversation that sounded a little bit funny that way. But there you had it. He plays. The Oilers look like the Oilers. And do you change your tune at all, even though they have a hill to climb?
I mean, what did I say the other day, I think, right? When they were down 3-1 before last night, they've done it before. They did it in the Stanley Cup final when they were down 3-0. They forced Game 7. I think they're going to go back to Edmonton and force Game 7. So I just believe that Connor McDavid is not going to allow this team to lose at home, except I think, I'm sorry, they go back to Anaheim.
Yeah, they go, next game. Anaheim,
they go to Anaheim. I got that backwards. My fault. But I just think that he wants to get this game, get this back to home ice. Anything can happen in a Game 7. I'm taking Connor McDavid all day long in a Game 7 situation, but they got to get there first. And last night you saw the Oilers that I picked to win the Stanley Cup. That was the version of the Oilers that I thought we were going to see more in this series. They actually got solid goaltending and they went back to Connor Ingram, which I think was the right decision. But Draisaitl was involved. He had 2 goals. McDavid had a couple assists. Yeah. That's the formula for success for Edmonton. If they can get those guys going, then they're going to come all the way back, and then they're going to steamroll into the next series if they're able to do that.
They look like themselves. All right. Okay. So with that, then you had the situation in the middle last night, and everybody kind of focused on that, this Wild Stars thing. And are you maybe taken back by the outcome? I don't know. I think everybody was kind of leaning Dallas, and I think most people you talk to would have given Dallas this edge at home. But the 4-2 on top of this, and does it say more about what the Wild actually are, and maybe what we're not saying about them, especially on the long range prospects of the Wild?
Well, I knew about it because I picked them to win this series. I just think that something's going on in Minnesota right now that's pretty special. And Dallas is the same old Dallas Stars. They're going to probably change coaches again at the end of the year like they always do, even though they've had a successful season. Jason Robertson is the only reason this is even still going on. He's scored in every game except last night. In Dallas's power play, they're 9 for 21 in the series, has been outstanding. But Minnesota is the better team, which is why I picked them to win the series. They have the better blue line. I think they have better goaltending, and they've got enough skill up front to score when they need to. So, do I think this series is over? That's hard to say because Dallas has a lot of fight left in them, and I know that. But Minnesota going home up 3-2, I like my chances of the Wild closing the series out next game.
And talking to Andy Sanzada here, Stanley Cup playoffs in full bloom right now, and it's crazy. If you've been watching it, it's out of control. Let me ask you this too, Andy. Would you say, as you point that out about the Wild and they're headed home, would you categorize the Ducks too, just to kind of jump back real quick to the Oilers series? Would you categorize the Ducks and Wild, same thing, going home, got to end these series? Can't dork around with Dallas or Edmonton in Game 7s at their place?
I disagree with that because I think Minnesota is not afraid to go back to Dallas for a Game 7.
Okay.
But Anaheim, as inexperienced and as young as they are, they want no part of a Game 7 in Edmonton. But Minnesota would not be afraid of a Game 7. Obviously, they'd love to close it out at home, but then they have Colorado, so good luck with that.
Right.
But I think that Minnesota could survive a Game 7 going back on the road. I don't think Anaheim could. Anaheim's got to close it out. Or they go to Game 7, Edmonton's coming back and winning the series.
Man, that's real. Talking to Andy Sanzada. And finally, I'll let you have your boys here, okay? So disappointing here, but you expect it. I don't know if it stings as bad because you expect Boston to be heard from. There has to be a response there. 2-1 final in overtime here. And, of course, you got to love what you're coming home, and certainly, that situation here. And it looks like this thing will probably be decided in the final situation as well.
I think that, I think Buffalo is in a better position, believe it or not, to try to close this out on the road because I think that the young team is feeling the pressure of the home fans. That's why they weren't able to close it out at home last night. I just think that there's something there to that. But they're comfortable in Boston. Obviously, they had success up there with the 6-1 win the other night. I don't expect that kind of game tomorrow night. Friday night. Boston's going to fight to keep their season alive, and Swayman's a problem because he's one of the best goalies in the league right now. But I think Buffalo will find a way to not put themselves in a Game 7, and they will win on Friday night in Boston.
So let's look at it tonight, Andy, on your way up out of here, man. So we got 3 on the ice this evening. And let me do it in reverse order here. I'll come from the West Coast, man, and get down to what I think is the nitty-gritty, which is the opener here down in Florida tonight. But these Utah boys, like I said, these are my guys. I love them too. And I really like the situation they're in here. I'm going to be honest, man. I like them tonight, even though I know, again, the lean is Vegas. And, of course, their favorite at home, et cetera, et cetera. But I like Utah to go in here. I definitely will take a puck line, but I like them to go in here and get this done.
If there's one team that can win on the road tonight, I think it's going to be Utah because I think Tampa Bay and Philly, win at home. Philly winning would close that series out. Tampa Bay winning sets them up to close it out in Montreal, or end up in a Game 7, which wouldn't surprise me either. But that being said, I think all the home teams win tonight, Sav. I think Vegas wins. I think the fact that Utah lost last game in overtime at home, I think there's going to be a little bit of shoulder shrugging, if you will, coming out with their effort tonight. Because that's a game that they needed to get to avoid being in this situation of tied in a series and going back on the road for them. And Carter Hart played better the other night. I expect him to play well again tonight. But, you're going to see Jack Eichel and Mark Stone and those guys come to the forefront, and they're going to end up taking this game tonight and going back to Utah with a chance to close it out, I think. But you're not wrong in looking at Utah winning. I just think that all the home teams win tonight.
All right, not mad at that, Andy. But I disagree. So I'll go. Andy going straight up 3-0 for home teams tonight. I'm going to go 2 out of 3 road dogs tonight. I like Montreal and Florida tonight too, people. So we'll go conservative. We'll go puck lines with the Canadiens and the Mammoth, but I like them both to win. I respect Philly because they've shown me that, and I get it. Pens, that was a nice burst, but I think it's a wrap tonight. Sam, man, appreciate you, man. Hell of a job today, sir.
You got it, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Indeed. Andy Sanzada, everybody. All right. Black and White Sports. One final moment to go. We will try to do that strong. All right. We appreciate you. It moves quick. I told you that. All right. Let's finish it. Playoff stuff. Let's make sure we got the bet secured. All right. Parlay when we finish on the way in. Back.
The takes are cold. The delivery is savage. Black and White Sports on ESPN 100.7 The Ticket.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't.
spots you in a pinch, and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000. Use code INSTANT to borrow up to $10,000.
Black and white sports.
The whip costs $250. I put all the bells and whistles on this dude hit. Hey. True story, I came home to a new blizzard. Before they put me on paper, I was too trippy. Whoa. Now they want to read posts on my platform.
Yep.
You see me outside, they want to laugh on. Then I put that on my first and my last board. Growing up, all we had was Jimmy Crack Hall. They took that and upgraded the COVID, and they made it way stronger than the locomotive. They just play in your face and hope no one knows. Everything that they show is be Mr. Bogus. So when I talk about the hood shit, I get more views.
Yeah.
You can stay behind the scenes and still make more moves.
Okay.
You can eat off my plate. I just get more food. When I'm done with the Commonwealth and they courtroom. Got my mind right, bread right, running the red light. It's BBW, you want me to see with the headlight. Vacuum yourself. My whole circle is airtight. Last thing you getting over here is
a fair fight.
Sure, I'm just giving them old spot. The watch look way different under the strobe light. I remember eating leftovers and cold nights.
And what?
Felt right pocket down for my whole life.
Indeed.
You're listening to Black and White Sports, where there is no gray.
Final time before we go on a Wednesday. Black and White Sports. It's 100.7 FM. That's the ticket here in the Glass City, Toledo, Ohio. I am Andre of the Savages. Appreciate my fellas coming through today. Thank you, Andy Sanzada, rolling through here live from the 216 on his way in. Monty features as well in hour number one. Of course, Josh Burnham here to hold the thing together. We have the parlay, Josh. I got a 6-pack again. Let me think too. Let me see what happened last night. Hold on. We better look. What did we do last night? Okay, obviously we were 2-1 on the money lines because we said Boston, New York, San Antonio. So obviously Boston lost. So you're 2-1 with the winners there. Did we put all these unders in this yesterday? I don't know if we did. Did I give the people the unders? I feel like I got 3 unders here. Okay. Let me see. Let's just see how they went though. Okay, what was the final score in Boston again?
Final from the Garden. Let me just turn this down just a little bit. I'm pulling up right now.
Shout out to Southern Playalistic. Cadillac Funky Music.
Ah, yes, 113.97.
You said 113
to 97.
Okay, so there you go. So that's 11. So you got that. Okay, that's a strike. Okay, then 213 on the Knicks game. With the Knicks, what was the Knicks score?
Knicks 126, Hawks 97.
Oh yeah, so that went. Oh boy, that went way. Well, no, it didn't actually. Hold on. You said what? Wait, say it again. 126?
126 to 97.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, it did. Okay, that went over. So that's over. And then 215 for San Antonio and Portland. I'm pretty sure that went crazy.
114 to 95.
Really? What was I looking at? So that was cool. So we were 2-1 on the unders. So now we're 4-2 NBA on the night. Okay. And then NHL last night. We said, okay, Buffalo lost, right?
2-1.
Yeah, they lost 2-1 overtime. So that was the one. And then, no, Dallas. Dallas lost too. Damn, it was ugly. And but we went Anaheim at the end because we said we didn't really trust, and then that blew it up. So Edmonton ended up winning. Janky, we had them originally, so it's actually 0-3. Damn. Just when I started talking about my hockey prowess, look at what happened.
Missed it by
no, it was by a lot of much. Okay, let's go. Let's regroup tonight. Ready, Josh? Got
Ready.
The material? Now, we already said it. We've been through it the entire show. So I'm going to stick with these because we went back in, and when we were looking at what the lines were now versus what they were before the show started, it tells me we might as well stay on the path that we were on. So we have the 6-pack of plays for you here, 3 from the NBA, 3 NHL. And I might even slide in a Joe Fortenbaugh, sidebar on a prop. I think I heard him say. He's been on fire, I think. Okay, NBA, Josh?
Yeah, NBA.
All right, let's go. So like I said, tonight, Pistons, we were already liking the 9.5. We felt like Pistons will stand up and defend their home, not really interested in letting people come in, take food out of the refrigerator, and sit down and eat it in the living room, at the coffee table. Not at the dining room table. Basically, Orlando Magic, the Disneyland Mouseketeers, the Danskin Doorman, coming into the 313 with that. So we like the 9.5, and we like it even more so because as we sit here just before 6 p.m., it is now 10.5. Somebody knows something. It's moving that way. Normally, I would say we're going to run there. No, we're not here. It's moving up, elevating. Might be 11.5 before the tip. I don't know. Somebody's getting smacked is what this is telling us. No reason the Pistons should be getting this kind of respect unless they're to be respected. Tonight, let's move on. Okay, Josh, then you have these Cleveland boys also hosting tonight. Toronto coming in. As much as I felt like I want to ride with Andy on this, I don't trust these people. And we liked Toronto at 8.5. We think we may roll. Same movement, though. Now, because we don't know. Now, I could be all the way wrong here for not trusting Cleveland. Matter of fact, Josh, hold on. Let me check and see what the Guardians did. Let me get a Guardian score. Let's get a quick update with the Guardians, ladies and gentlemen, because they will help us determine, okay, they win. Guardians win 3-1. Also, Josh, as a sidebar, peripheral attachment, Tampa Bay, as we mentioned Montreal, I love them more because Tampa Bay gets cracked, so it happens in hockey. Are you following me?
Yeah, it's what we call double whammy for Tampa Bay.
There you go.
Double trouble for the opposition, launched by Cleveland.
Okay. So we like Cleveland actually winning the game. Cleveland gets out of here winning the game. But do they cover what is now for them 9.5? So their thing is jumped up too. We were looking at 8.5. So that does mean the Cleveland Fire is real. I just don't like them to cover for whatever reason. This could be the thing that's going to come up and bite me later when we'll be talking tomorrow. What happened, Sav? That damn Cleveland, you didn't want to give them their respect and lay the 9.5 with Cleveland too. I don't know about that because why? Last and certainly not least in the NBA, these Rockets were 4.5, now down to 3.5. Again, lean here. Rockets is, dare I say, on fire of a play. So look, I just don't know what to make of Cleveland, and they'll get out here and fart around early, and that bothers me. But again, man, I want to, because it almost seems like a booby trap, except that Toronto will come in there and beat these boys. Hold on, Josh. Let me just make sure. Let me take one more look at it before I get to the NHL. We got 3 NHLs before we get out of the door. All right. But again, one quick look before I say this. Pass this on to the people. Damn. Raptors are live, people. The Raptors are live on the win. I can't even, straight up, man, take the 9.5 with Toronto. Don't even mess around. Cleveland is Cleveland is fluky Luke, it's Bo Duke. These boys is out here as Catherine Bach is nonstop. I'm telling you, it's not cool. It's off. It smells foul. Josh, why do I keep saying things and rhyming like that? I'm tripping. I need to chill out.
It can be a curse.
This sounds crazy.
It can be a curse and a blessing.
They got Cleveland winning both halves here. Like, that's the bet. Like, if you're looking at it. But I'm telling you, man, Toronto late, man. Cleveland first half. Toronto ends up cracking these clowns because they are the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we will have to ask Andy what in the literal hell took place. And then, like I said, we can't really trust the Lakers here. LeBron, man, I love you, King, right now. You know that. Right now, we are family. You know, we brothers right now, King. But you got to get this done. I think the Lakers get it done late. Something heroic. Austin Reeves, maybe he'll do something for us. But it's going to be tight. It's a tight situation. Rockets in the 3.5 is what we're doing, all right? And on the way out the door, let me hit my NHLs real quick, everybody. You've heard me talk about it. And the Tampa Bay thing makes me feel more confident that way. I don't like them. And I like Montreal. I like Montreal to win this tonight and get this thing wrapped up. Yeah, because this would wrap it up, Josh, right? We're 3-2 here?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's
Or Or 3, no, 3-1. Wait, yeah, matter of fact, let's make sure. No, let's make sure of this. Because I think, yeah, this is, no, they can go finish it
Yeah, if
in Montreal.
they're tied 2-2,
yeah.
if Montreal wins,
they
they'll
go
up
up.
3-2.
Yeah, okay, I was cool. I got it. All right, got it, yeah.
If they win.
Canadians, we like the Canadians. We'll take the puck line there. We'll take Philly on the money line, even though I'm a little concerned. I'm trying not to disrespect the Pens here. I take the Pens on the puck line because they will play. They're coming to play, and it will be a battle for Philly to get out of this thing. But I think Philly's just the better team, and they've shown that, and I think it shows up in that situation. And last but not least, we talked about it with Andy. I like the Mammoth really to win the game, but I respect the Knights at home. And my man, Comic Raj, I don't want to disrespect him, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and give his boys love. Golden Knights probably win the thing, but the Mammoth are right there. So I go puck line there. There's your 6-pack, everybody. That equates to, Josh, a money line total of plus 29.72, which will get you 297.21 on your $10. So you go $10, you're looking at 300, right? Or 3 bands. Put the C on that boy, put $1 on that boy, and 3 bands, go get you a vacation, do something with Hightower and his family. All right, Josh, thank you very much, sir. Hell of a show today. We'll talk about it on a Thursday, all right? Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you will come back tomorrow. We do it every day, 4 to 6, Black and White Sports. Fastest $1.20 in sports. There is no gray. So please be respectful, be kind, enjoy this work tonight. Make these bets with me, and let's get this money. And do not cheat on your wife, but always handle your business today.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
His store and more, the Man Superstore Studios. This